Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 16, episode number 3412. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes has Super Bowl foods and hangover tips. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drink as you drunk. All right, here we go. A mass dispute's resolved in an armed robbery as man demands all the chicken and waffles that he could carry. We head to Houston, where a man with a baseball bat breaks into a home, and he's naked and hairy. You can't be any more Portland than stealing a doggy daycare van with 12 dogs inside. 18-year-old calls cops to get confiscated fake ID back from bar, and she is denied. And a Florida cold snap warns residents to watch for falling iguanas. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we will spin the category wheel. Take the lock off, bro.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't know why they installed the lock. You look like a fool trying to spin the thing.
Who did this?
I do not know. I don't know. We will spin the category wheel, and then we'll ask you a question from that category. But here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right, because as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Hey, I told him, man, just leave Ted's wheel alone, dude. Don't install it.
Don't touch the wheel.
But so far this year, our biggest dummy has been the lovely and talented Ian, whose favorite Christmas song is Little Dumber Boy. And he found a way to answer 10 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Of course you can. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
Big contestant to play Big Dummy, call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man.
Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro.
Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case.
Dude, no way.
You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hope y'all's and away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3412. What a large and in charge program we have for you today as we welcome in once again the head chef Ted to Meat Potatoes talking Super Bowl foods.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe my favorite holiday as far as eating goes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Even though it's an unofficial holiday, it's still my favorite food day.
You know what? It's a holiday, man. Let's stop, lying about it.
Okay. We talking dips today? We talking chicken wings, all the good stuff?
We're talking some wings, talking some dips. You got the hot dog roller out, so maybe there's a hot dog in the future.
Yeah, we got some Cincinnati chili from Skyline Chili. And a brand new hot dog roller all the way from Australia, believe it or not.
That's how we roll.
So today we're going to eat some hot dogs on Ted's Meat and Potatoes. And also hangover tips as well.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Gatorade. What flavors do you like? I think Thrill has a favorite.
Because we're coming in on Monday.
It's red.
Yes, it is.
But it says fruit punch. I just go by color.
But everybody I know has a different color. Like my buddy always gets blue. That's his thing.
What is the flavor? What's the name?
I don't know what it is. It's like
I don't
ice
know
something.
Well, maybe find out at TV time. Jeez.
TV time, huh?
Meat potatoes.
Head chef is back. That's exactly right. And today is the day we play the game known as Big Dummy. It's an easy game to play. We'll spin the category wheel. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. We have a two-way tie on our biggest dummies. That would be Ian and Tyler. It took them 10 questions to get one right as we reset the biggest dummy every time at the beginning of the year now. And every time we do play Big Dummy, we do a men's room poll. And the last time, we asked you to deal with a simple, bothersome thing for a day. Mm-hmm. Something that's not the biggest deal in the world.
But it's annoying as hell.
Exactly. So some of those include having a case of the squirts. We had your ears won't pop for the day. Mm-hmm. Popcorn kernel in your teeth, hair in your eye. So those were the choices. And as we put the poll up every week, if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, you get to the voting there. Any idea what people would want to deal with the least?
I'm guessing the squirts. I mean, for me personally, it's no good. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Mike.
I got you. What were the
choices again? Were diarrhea, ears won't pop, popcorn kernel in the teeth, or hair in the eye?
Yeah, I bet people don't want diarrhea.
Believe it or not, hair in the eye, 6%.
What?
That's what people didn't want the most. Diarrhea comes in second place.
As it should.
Yeah, 22% of you voted on that. Ears won't pop came in second with 29% of the voting. Hands down, you said, you know what? Anything I want to deal with? Popcorn kernel in the teeth.
That was my least of all of those.
At 43%. And this week on the polls, we get set for Sunday's big game. We need to tell you a little story here about Jim Mattress Mac McInvale. Do you know this guy?
I have absolutely no idea.
He would be the guy that'd be on your TV commercials when you visit your family down in Houston, as you would say.
And he does like a crazy Super Bowl thing every year.
I've never heard about it.
He's crazy furniture.
He's wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
he's Mattress Mac, right? So he's a big furniture store owner. He's known for making giant sports bets, and he has placed the largest wager on this year's Super Bowl so far, about $3.5 million on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, plus 3.5. So basically what he did was he flew into Colorado Springs on Wednesday, logged onto his DraftKings mobile betting app from the airport, placed one of the largest bets ever, then got on another plane and flew home. I guess you can do this in Colorado. Maybe where he was, he could not do it.
That might be the case. I don't know.
I don't know.
Sure.
Let's see here. He routinely uses the betting market to mitigate risk on sales promotions at his furniture store.
Oh, that's safe.
Yeah. He had more than $11 million in play on the 2019 World Series between the Astros and the Nationals.
Jesus.
Okay. This year, Customers at Mackinville store who spend $3,000 or more on a new mattress will get their money back if the Buccaneers beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, the two largest bets on the Super Bowl so far have both been on the Bucs. In addition to Mackingale's $3.46 million wager, somebody at MGM in Nevada placed a $2.3 million wager on the Buccaneers as well.
That was Bill Belichick, yeah.
And he took the points, right?
Okay, I believe so, yeah.
What is the spread? Do you know? Off the top of your head?
I think Miles just said it's 3.5, right?
Yeah, 3.5.
I don't listen to him. You know that.
The largest reported Super Bowl bet ever, by the way, in terms of the amount of risk, is believed to be a $4.8 million moneyline wager on the Rams to beat the Patriots. That was placed at the MGM in Vegas in 2002. Ooh. Patriots upset the Rams 20-17. That is not good. Despite the two multi-million-dollar bets on the Bucs in this year's Super Bowl, the bulk of the action so far has been with the favored Chiefs.
Okay, sure.
As of Wednesday, sportsbooks, 82% of the money had been bet on the spread on Kansas City. So just so you know. So our men's room poll this week is just going to be this simple. Who do you got on Sunday? Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
I'm taking the. I mean, I feel like it should be a good game, but I say that with every Super Bowl. I'm just going to Bucs. No particular reason why. I just feel the Bucs winning this.
It almost seems, though, when teams go twice, they either win twice or they lose twice.
Well, the Chiefs have won.
So they've already won one. So it just seems like when you go back and you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Dallas Cowboys,
Green Bay Packers.
Sure. Denver did it twice with Elway. Mm-hmm. The teams that do repeat go back to back, and then you never hear from them again for a while. You know what I mean?
Or they lose because they didn't run the ball.
Yeah, there's that. There's that too.
Hurts every year worse.
Right? Yeah.
Don't worry, it'll come up.
I don't think that'll ever go away. No. I mean, for anybody involved. I mean, that was just, I mean, hell, listen to what Cam Chancellor just said this week. He was like, I think it destroyed the damn team. I'm paraphrasing because he doesn't cuss. He's a religious guy. But I'm saying, he said basically that was the end of it. That one play. What are you laughing about?
Well, it's just funny. Sorry. Look, I'm a Seahawks fan, so I don't want to go down this path. But it's also crazy because Marshawn Lynch is like a national spokesman.
Yeah, right.
Damn it. He was right there.
Right there.
Well, they were saying that
people all over the country love him.
I guess there was a point, but before that play was so before the play was run, all right. The story on the sidelines goes that Tom Cable,
I think
offensive line coach at the time,
yeah,
all right. There's about 30 seconds before the play goes. The play's gone in, but 30 seconds before the play is run. Cable takes his headphones off and just throws them, and everybody's. Well, what the hell was that about? We're at the 2-yard line. We're about ready to score here.
Right.
Like, what's the deal? Even the people on the sidelines, the players didn't know why he was so pissed off. Then they found out.
Yeah. It explained itself.
Yeah, it really did, yeah. So our men's room poll this week, who do you got? Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Ted, you lean any way on this?
So I want Tampa Bay to win, but honestly, I am not sure. Because Kansas City's offense is so good.
Right.
But they have a couple offensive linemen out. Tampa Bay defense is very good. So I'm not
Mahomes is the quarterback, which kind of negates it, right?
I think at the end, I'm going with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Okay.
And I'm hoping the Chiefs do something horrible inside the 5-yard line at the end of the game so people will forget about the Seahawks thing.
Okay. Mike,
that's probably every Seahawks dream. Just like, make it a close game, call the worst possible play you can at the end so that we're no longer the torchbearer.
You do a Seahawks blog. I do. You're well in tune with the football world. What is your pick on this?
It's the Chiefs all the way.
You think it's the Chiefs?
It is the Chiefs all the way. It's going to be an absolute shootout. It's going to be a close game. This is going to be the hardest game of Patrick Mahomes' career, and it is going to be a long, knuckle-down, drag-out football game. But it will be the Chiefs on the top.
Do you think it's one of those Chiefs have the balls last?
Yes. It is going to be a walk-off drive because, like you said, Tampa Bay's got a fantastic defense with Tom Brady on the offense. You can never sleep on that one, but Patrick Mahomes is a guy that does not ever sleep on his opponent.
Right. You can't argue any of these points.
I mean, ideally, I hope Mike is right because I would love a shootout.
How mad are we going to be if this S ends up being like 6-3?
Yeah. 17-10. All the points in the fourth quarter.
Right. And we're all assuming this is going to be a shootout.
First one to sleep loses.
I used to go down and visit my dad in the summer when I was a kid because he lived in Tampa. He lived in Dunedin. Mm-hmm. So I would end up there in August or whatever.
Oh, lovely time.
Yeah, I mean, it was hotter than hell. You can't believe how freaking hot it was. But we used to get tickets to the preseason games of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're relatively new. This is 1979,
they
1980.
Were awful.
This was not a good football team, but to make matters worse, This is August, so we were going to preseason games. You know, this is when everybody's
It's hot. They suck.
The Buccaneers are already terrible when they put the first team out there. And this was a team that was coached by Jim McKay, or John McKay, I believe. They had Doug Williams as a quarterback who eventually went on to win a Super Bowl with the Washington
For a different team.
I think we had Ricky Bell back then. Was a running back, pretty good. Not Ricky Bell.
Ricky Bell?
No, what was the guy's name?
He was a Bell Biv DeVoe.
What was the guy's name who passed on? They had a running back that passed on way too early, but he was one of the best running backs they had. And then they had the Selman brothers. They had Dewey and Leroy, and they were the anchor of the Tampa Bay Bucs defense, along with Hugh Green, who I think almost won a damn Heisman with Pitt as a defensive end. But either way, that was the team that was on the field, and I'm wearing my creamsicle. I wore my creamsicle for about 5 years. My dad would always buy me shirts, so the old Tampa Bay thing. And
I like those better, to be honest with you.
It was really hard to like the team because, number one,
they were terrible.
You never saw them on TV.
No.
We saw the Seahawks more.
Sure, because they won a game.
They lost their first 26 games in a row.
It was absolutely an abomination. And I don't think they ever won any preseason games either. But I'm going to take Tampa just based on my youth and childhood.
All right.
I still have my creamsicle hat. I'm going to whip that bad boy out and wear it and see what happens. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay. Real question here is just out of curiosity with you guys. What do you think people in Boston think watching this game?
I think they're pulling for Brady.
I would assume so.
He gave you 6 titles. He took you there 9 times. I mean, he left of his own volition. The guy's old. You get it. But the fact that he went to Tampa, put this team on his back, and got them, because I thought this is ridiculous. Like, why are you taking Tom Brady? He's not going to help your team. Well, now they're in the Super Bowl. So I think if you're a Boston fan, I mean, you have to be cheering for this guy, man.
And you cannot not be cheering for Gronk, right? Regardless of your feelings of Tom Brady, who took you to 6 championships.
Well, I mean, I think it's like this. Like, Peyton Manning ends up winning one in Denver. But he will forever be a Colt.
Right.
So same with Tom Brady could win 2 Super Bowls in Tampa Bay. He's always going to be the Patriot way.
Right. If he retires a Buccaneer, that would be hilarious, but that's not going to happen.
I don't think Coach Belichick wants him to win one.
No. It's like this. Trent Dilfer will always be a Seahawk, but he took the Ravens to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Game is Big Dummy 206-421-ROCK. Who is our first contestant ready to play the big game?
Wait, before we get there, just a quick note. I did not know this until this text came in, all right? So we're doing, for Ted's Meat and Potatoes, we're going to hook up hot dogs. We have the hot dog roller sent to us by a fan of ours in Australia.
Yep.
Do you know who owns our former hot dog roller? The one we had in the old building.
Somebody owns it right now?
So remember,
do we give it to somebody?
We were getting rid of a lot of the stuff in the office. We could not bring it with us to the new digs, all right? And one of those things was the hot dog roller. So we were talking about, we have a new one. Somebody said,
I can't think of her, Leah?
Nope. It says, why don't you guys just ask Vicky from the morning show for the hot dog roller? She's the one who has the one that you guys used to have.
Oh, really?
I had no idea.
She's going to whip that out on Sunday then. She's got a new house.
She probably is.
I mean, she won't have any company over, but, you know what I mean? At least she can make hot dogs.
That's
hot
Vicky's
dog roller.
now, man.
That's right.
Yeah. I had no idea.
That was a semi-professional grade one.
That's why she took it. I mean, as far as hot dog rollers go, it was nice.
I mean, it's not as nice as the ones I got in the 7-Eleven. I mean, let's be honest. That's the Cadillac of rollers.
The Cadillac of rollers.
In the 7-Eleven, sure. But we got a pretty good one over here. So, all right, the game is Big Dummy 206-421-ROCK. Who's our first contestant ready to play the big game?
Hello, Brad. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Brad, you on team sober, not sober?
Team sober.
Welcome to the show, Brad. Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll. Who you got, Kansas City or Tampa Bay? Come on, Brad.
And he already has one.
Here are the 7 words
Did he miss
you can't
last year?
say on the radio.
I think he might be from another world.
Mother. And please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
No, I'm from New Jersey. That's the problem.
Did they not have the Super Bowl last year in Jersey?
I mean, he won one he is the reigning Super Bowl when it comes.
Yeah.
Defending, exactly.
What about all the bad times in Philadelphia?
Well, I hate the Eagles, so that was...
No one cares.
Trust me.
Well, I'm from New Jersey. The Eagles are my team, so...
Hey, look, you got one.
Yeah, you did just get one.
Now you got one.
And you got Carson Wentz.
And it feels so much... Once you get a ring, it's like suddenly you're part of the club, right?
With Nick Foles as quarterback.
I know. Yeah, man, that's a whole different discussion. I'll never understand that move.
Nick did a quarterback sneak, and his penis made it over, but the ball did.
All right, Brad, here is your question. It's multiple choice. What state has the most miles of rivers? Is it Minnesota, Michigan, Missouri, or Nebraska? Most miles of rivers. Minnesota.
Miles of... Missouri.
I'm going to say Minnesota.
Nebraska.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Most miles of... Right.
That was the least one I was going to pick.
Yeah. Me too, man. All right. Well, you know what? You're from New Jersey. The board game Monopoly is based on the city of Atlantic City. So how much does it cost to buy a utility in a standard game of Monopoly?
$250.
Ted?
Wait. 200?
150.
150.
Man, you guys are overpaying.
A railroad's 200?
Something is 200. It's got to be the
you get
railroads.
200 when you pass go.
Right. Mike's going to look it up for us.
Man, I haven't played that game in so long.
I haven't either.
That game, it's just such a long game, and I never enjoy it. And people lose their minds when they play.
I don't want to own an apartment.
You would think it's real money, the way people act in that game. It's like, bro, it's fake money. What do you got there, Mike?
Checking here. Yep, the railroads are $200. It says, let's see, rent is $25. If you own 2, you get $50. If you own 3, $100. But if you own all 4 railroads, the rent is $200.
All right.
Nice.
Take it. All right, Brad, question number 3. How many amendments are there in the U.S. Constitution?
9.
They've added a few more. Ted?
28.
27.
That's what I was going to say, 27.
Oh, I like how Miles does it.
That was my guess.
That's what I was going to say.
I couldn't remember after 25, so I was going to guess 2 more.
That's what my daughter does in Wheel of Fortune. Right after they show the entire...
You didn't ask me.
She's like, that's what I was going to say.
You didn't ask me. You just told the answer.
Okay,
so
Miles. Well, no, I know you know this.
27.
Who recorded the hit single Susudio in 1985?
It's a girl that's on his mind all the time.
He has a Nicolas Cage receding hairline.
And his ex-wife just auctioned off all of his crap for about $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Collins?
Boom. Nice job, Brad.
Dude, I kid you not. I got stuck. I ended up watching Phil Collins in concert.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
great,
man.
What do you mean?
I mean, it was awesome.
Really?
He's fantastic, man.
It was probably 15 or 20 years ago.
I saw him in Genesis like 20 years ago. I thought it was boring.
Really?
But he didn't do his solo stuff.
That's probably
so it was
difference.
like difference. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just him.
Genesis gets a little proggy.
I mean, lights, there was smoke, and then he's on the drums. I was just like, Phil is killing this.
I make fun of him, but I think he's excellent, man.
Yeah. Game is Big Dummy, 206-421-ROCK.
Oh, fiddlesticks! What, Wilbur? We just got hit and I think my back has all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Join us for our 50th anniversary celebration. That will be 1 week from tomorrow, February 12th. A whole weekend of fun as we celebrate 50 years on the air, which is an incredible milestone.
Honest to God, the station does not look a day over 32.
All the stories, the memories, who knows who's going to stop by. Could be guys from Guns N' Roses, The members of Nirvana, perhaps, Pearl Jam.
Nirvana.
You never know who we'll be talking to, and a lot of celebrities from the Seattle area who grew up listening to KISW. Everybody's got a different story, and it seems like
none of them involve us.
I know, and they're more fun. It's like they had a better time. I remember on Aurora, man, where we had all these hookers and blow.
If I've learned nothing else, whenever KISW studios were located on Aurora, fun things were happening.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, every story. Oh, but they were on Aurora. Like, I get it.
Here it's like, should we go down to 7-Eleven and get lunch? Or are you going to Bartell, Ted?
Try the tea with the oat milk.
Oh, that is tasty. That's unfortunately
times have changed.
True conversation. Yes, join us for KISW's 50th anniversary celebration. That'll be next Friday. You will not want to miss it. Full weekend party, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Palace Law.
Miles, earlier, as per today's poll, who do you pick in the Super Bowl? You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the KC Chiefs. You said, I wonder what people in Boston think of Tom Brady. Like, are you rooting for him or are you bitter that he left, essentially?
I mean, I think I would be rooting for him and Gronk.
I mean, sure.
It's my team, sort of.
But you never know, right? So a guy here says, let's see. I just texted my dad in Massachusetts, who's a lifelong Pats fan. I asked him, is he pulling for Brady? He said he'd like to see him get a 7th. But he thinks Mahomes will win.
All right, well, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You like to see the guy win because you're rooting for him, but he doesn't think he's going to. That's all.
I mean, I'm rooting for the Bucs. I wouldn't say I'm confident they're going to win.
I'm not confident that either team will win.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's a good game. Hello, Josiah. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Josiah.
And
nothing.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Philip. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitchola.
Hola. Philip, you on team sober, team not sober?
I'm on team sober.
Welcome to the show, Philip. All right, what do you got there on the Super Bowl? Who you taking on our men's room poll, KC or Tampa Bay?
Well, as a longtime football watcher, I'm a Raider fan. I've been there since I was 10 years old and now 66. And I think I'm going with Tampon Bay because all the commercials that KC quarterback's been going on. I think he's just doing too much outside extracurricular.
Oh, you're one of those guys. I like that.
All right. I think it's because you're a Raiders fan, which means you just naturally hate the Chiefs.
Yeah. That was the thought process of every coach.
Chiefs, they're my second backup team.
Okay.
I became a Raiders fan, like I said, when I was 10 years old because of my uncle Mark, Andrew Valentine Copeland, who passed away yesterday. And,
I'm sorry to hear that.
And, one of the greatest comedians there ever was in the world. He gave me good advice like, F your friends, they're the least to expected, or, F them if they can't take a joke, or joke until you can F them. A guy crashed cars into walls and break things down. I mean, took me on a death run in his Camaro. And we went airborne, the hand of God, spun that car around and landed on the ground. I mean, just a great man. And anyway, I want to say God bless Mark and the whole Pacific Northwest will miss him.
Hey, Philip, let me ask you a question. Are you hanging out with Eastwood today?
I told you before that I have a bunch of multiple personalities, and, I know Eastwood and, Jesus Christ Phil and a lot of these other ones that are, they're all good friends.
Philip, what's your favorite personality?
The Killer. The Killer was my favorite personality. My father was Killer, and he was an ex-Marine. He went in the Marines at 13 and a half years old. I went all through boot and went back in at 16 and a half. And so he was a Killer, and he adopted me when I was 10. And one Christmas, we're opening Christmas presents, and I opened up a shirt. It says Killer Copeland on it. My dad, he got this dejected look on his face, and Mom says, here, Clint, open this one. He opened it, and it had Copeland on it. It had Killer on it. And so we'd wear the shirts, and his have Killer on it, mine have Killer Copeland, and, I was his son. So, yeah, Killer did a lot of things, man. That was back in the railroad days, man. And we stole and robbed, and we formed the TLA and Tukwila Liberation Army, and we did lots of stuff that...
Did you liberate Tukwila?
What's that?
Do you remember the great liberation of Tukwila? Were you there for that?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
We started that because of the FLA, if you guys remember.
Oh, absolutely. It was huge. It was all over the national news. I remember it, the great liberation of Tukwila.
Farm March. We were the first taggers. We tagged all of our trailers on the inside, not on the outside, TLA. And then we'd also put a pear on it because we had a guy that had an asset that was a foreman that looked like a pear. So we put a pear on the inside and we put a PA on it. We were some of the first taggers.
You know, a lot of people think this is Eastwood, but that's impossible.
This is a
No, this is Philip David Timothy Copeland the first, man. I'm the Pacific Northwest, and you guys wouldn't be here unless I let you be here, man. This is the center of the universe. This is where ultimate reality is created right now, you guys. So,
I think it's happening right where you are.
I believe that to be true. Question number 1. What blood type is a universal donor?
well, I know it's O, so I believe it's O positive.
Oh, Philip.
O negative.
Eastwood would have been one and done.
Oh, Eastwood would know.
Yeah, this guy's an idiot compared to Eastwood.
Yeah, I'm a moron, I had a
Eastwood, your cousin's smart.
GPA average in high school. I skipped 763 hours my senior year, and on top of that, I was an honor student. I had a 4.0 in industrial arts, so imagine that,
I can't. I may be dead honest with you. All right, here's your question.
Colonel Sanders had me up there at Lincoln High School in Seattle.
They're proud of that endorsement. The Smithsonian Institution is located in what city?
Ah, God, I don't know. Somewhere in you guys' East Coast. Let's say Boston.
Oh, come on, Philip. It's in D.C., the Smithsonian.
Also known as Washington.
Well, that's your territory, Ted. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Well, just remember, it's free, too.
Oh, I will remember it. I'll never forget any answers I get wrong,
They have an aerospace wing there. You'd really like it, actually.
What was that?
I said they have a huge aerospace wing that you would find
It's awesome. Yeah, the Spirit of St. Louis is in there.
Yeah, I grew up in that area, man. I want to be a test pilot and, and the X-15 and all that, breaking Spain and sound. I mean, it's just,
I cannot imagine what went wrong. All right, your next question. The head of this Seattle-based company announced just this past Tuesday that he's going to step down from his position as CEO to focus on other work.
Is that our man Bezos?
All right, Philip. Nice job.
Bezos.
All right, very good. Philip. On to Philip.
Like everyone's like, man, this sounds like Eastwood. It was Eastwood. You know who else sounds like Eastwood? No one. Of course that was Eastwood. People are like, dude,
not today.
He must have a brother. It's like, it's Eastwood. You know it's Eastwood.
He was Philip today.
I know. He would be like the worst undercover cop. Like, man, I'm pretty sure I've met you before, bro.
That was yesterday. I was Philip then. All right, the game is Big Dummy. Interesting so far. 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Dan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Dan, sober, not sober?
What? I'm still at work. I'm sober.
All right, that's all right,
Don't
Dan.
let that be an excuse.
Yeah.
Get drunk.
Bring a flask.
You can just hear the disappointment. I'm still at work.
But I wish.
Dan, who do you got on Sunday, Kansas City or Tampa Bay? That's our men's room poll.
Tampa Bay, I guess. I don't know.
Nobody knows. Like, nobody seems extremely confident.
I have a prediction.
What's your prediction?
One of these teams is going to play really great defense.
I'll tell you what.
Shock the world.
Tell you what, Miles, it's just going to be about this. Whoever puts up more points on the board, they're going to win this game.
They are going to win that game.
I like the simple explanation.
Yeah. Thank you, John Madden.
All right, your next question. Name the 4 ghosts in Pac-Man.
I can't even name one of those. Is there like Blinky and Twinkie and something?
There is a Blinky.
Is it Twinkie?
No, it's not. That's a different Pac-Man. That's
Pac with cream filler.
Right.
I feel like it rhymes with Blinky.
2 of them rhyme with Blinky.
Yeah. One might be a color. Or something
Pinky?
on the digit. Yeah.
Pinky. So you got Blinky, Pinky.
Tinky?
Who?
Tinky?
Tinky?
You're thinking Tinky Winky.
Stinky?
Tinky Winky's a
That's a
Teletubby.
Teletubby, though, right?
There was Blinky, the one named Stinky Pinky. There was Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and
Winky?
Green?
Clyde.
Oh, Clyde, that's right.
Clyde's the weird looking one.
And Clyde.
I know. So Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. All right, your question.
How can they all have rhyming names? Like, what about the last guy? Like, I don't know. Call him Clyde.
Poor Clyde.
I feel like the guy was going through something tough in his life and just went, Clyde.
I feel like that's the one that the dad could name.
Yeah.
I picked Blinky, Pinky, and Inky. It's your turn. It's Clyde, goddammit.
And I get the thimble.
All right, your question. What fictional company is responsible for Jurassic Park?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie since I was like 8.
No rubbing in. The correct answer is Weeby Dinosaurs.
Seriously?
No. Engine.
I don't remember that.
I think people remember Weeby Dinosaurs, the creators of Jurassic Park.
So original.
What state is nicknamed the Pelican State?
Indiana.
The Pelican.
Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
I knew it wasn't Anna.
So you went Indiana.
Indiana.
For those middle American pelicans that are so rare.
They don't even do saltwater there.
Are pelicans solely saltwater?
Yeah.
Which is weird that, like, Louisiana is always pelican, but, I mean, they're all over. South Carolina, Georgia.
Really?
Yeah. If you're on the coast and...
Is that the...
Oh.
Jesus, man.
If you're on the coast in any of those states, you'll see them cruising up and down the shoreline.
All right, now, is that the bird you would have picked, right? You're back in the time. You got a lot of pelicans. And they say, hey, man, we need a state bird. I just don't know that that's the one I would have picked out of all of your other options, man.
I would have picked it.
My dad, he lived on a waterway for a while, and there was a pelican that would sit in his backyard. And so whenever he fished, the pelican would come out. He knew him. He'd sit there and throw him bait, and then he'd throw him whatever he caught. Like if he caught something, he'd fillet, he'd throw him the tail. I mean, they just go. Yeah. Sat there all day long. All day long.
A lot of states have.
See, that's why Eastwood talks to you. That sounds like, oh, man, the pelican would just sit in the yard and fed him all the fish. One time I made him a hamburger. That
thing would eat anything.
Right. All right,
and he's huge. They're huge.
Yeah, pelican's a pretty impressive bird.
Now I want to see. I've seen a pelican, but you guys have sold me on pelicans. You're like, oh, dude, it's impressive.
Miles is right. Like, they eat everything, but it's just cool to watch them fly, and they're, like, just cruising right off the water.
They just got big necks, and sadly, it reminds me of my grandmother. It really does. It does. I don't want it to. All right, here's your question. What number does the Roman numeral C represent?
C?
C.
1,000.
100? 100.
100. In Spanish, it's 5.
You know, I want to give you another shot at Pac-Man. We established that Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde are, in fact, the 4 ghosts of Pac-Man. Now, which one is Clyde? Orange, pink, red, or blue? Was he orange, pink, red, or blue? Let's get back to our boy Clyde.
I'm assuming he's not pink.
Yeah, you'd think Pinky would be that one. You want blue?
Blue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Clyde was orange. Mm-hmm. Miles, someone updated us. Pelicans have evolved to eat freshwater fish because we're overfishing the coastlines. There's pelicans in Kansas. Someone else adds, there are freshwater pelicans. They're in Green River, Wyoming every summer.
I didn't know that.
Pelicans aren't saltwater only. There's pelicans in the Missouri River, Montana. Damn.
I don't even know what a pelican looks like.
You don't know what a pelican
I swear to God,
like?
I never knew that.
Well, Google freshwater pelican, see if it looks any different.
Okay.
I'm going to Google that after I'm done with this.
I was talking to Miles, you son of a bitch.
Mind your business.
But since you're there...
I'm still going to Google
Oh,
it.
yeah. All right, good for them.
Miles is congratulating freshwater pelicans on being there.
The American white pelican. That's what they call it.
There's a lot of emphasis on the white there,
Yeah,
Miles.
I noticed
American pelican.
All right, your next question. On what TV show did Katie Holmes first achieve stardom from 1998 to 2003?
Oh, man, was that Dawson's Creek?
Oh, man.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
It was, in fact, I never
all those questions, but Dawson's Creek, bam, zap, I know that.
You know, I want you to think about your life choices.
Yeah, right.
I don't know Roman numerals. I know Dawson Creek.
Every once in a while, she just picks up the phone and calls the beak. What are you doing, man?
Oh, Katie Holmes?
Yeah. What if they're still buds, you know?
That's a fair question. I'd say yeah.
I feel like the beak is an easy guy to like.
Right.
Right? It just seems chill.
Well, all these people...
And she's with Jamie Foxx now.
Are they?
Yeah, I think
for like 8 years.
They're Facebook.
Are they together? I'm like, well, they're holding hands and making out.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx. Like, I could see Vanderbeek hanging out with Katie Holmes. And now, listen, did Vanderbeek beak her?
Yeah,
I would say at least once.
Yeah.
You're having the Christmas party, man. You're on top of the world TV.
You want the Vander? You want the beak?
I'm glad you're not James Vanderbeek.
I know. Jeez, I'd be a horrible person.
I know. Jeez.
think he's got like 5 kids.
He does, man. He throws down.
Oh, he's productive.
Yes. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the men's room.
What's going on, guys?
Hola. Jay, sober, not sober?
Still sober.
All right, Jay, welcome to the show. Welcome to Big Dummy.
That's you sober. You sober sounds like me stoned.
Jay, our men's room poll. Who do you got for Sunday, Kansas City or Tampa Bay?
Well, my wife and her family are big Kansas City fans, so naturally I got to go Tampa Bay.
I see how you did that.
I like that. I like it.
That'll go over well.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
By the way, the comments keep coming in about Pelicans. God damn it, we understand. There are Pelicans everywhere.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's now chiming in. I saw a Pelican. Great. Now we know. Someone else, by the way, says, Miles, instead of asking people if they're sober or not sober, you should ask if they're Eastwood or not Eastwood.
Well, they got a brown pelican, too. And pink pelicans. They got every color out.
Keep looking.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Again, you sounded salty.
I know.
Oh, they got a brown one, too.
Oh, they got pink, they got brown, they got all kinds of them.
Yeah, the Pelicans, man.
I don't think you know a ton about these Pelicans.
I'm learning now, though.
I'm learning just based on the text alone. I mean, my God. People with their frickin' Pelican knowledge.
Dalmatian pelican.
Oh, let me see that. Oh, that's not impressive. All right, your question. What makeup company assures women with the motto, because you're worth it?
I don't know if I know this. If I do, I feel bad for knowing it, but is that Revlon?
Feel better about yourself. You got it wrong.
Maybelline?
Nope. We've all heard it right, and you go like, damn, which one?
Because you're worth it. Olay?
No.
It's a makeup company for women.
We've heard it all the time, because you're worth it. You know, Jennifer Aniston pops on now. I think she's one of the spokespeople. Because I'm worth it, because you're worth it. Everybody's worth it.
Ow.
You hit Maybelline, you hit Revlon.
I don't know which one. Is there more makeup companies? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say the name, and you're like, oh.
Is it the expensive store?
I don't.
Estee Lauder.
No. This is fun. Keep guessing. You've heard of this one.
Nyx?
Yeah,
NYX?
Nyx.
Hey,
lady.
You want your ugly wife looking good?
I'm Nick.
It grows hair. It grows hair wherever you put it.
She got those bags under her eyes?
You rub this in your eyes and blows your vision. By Nyx.
Sephora?
That's a store, isn't it? I guess they probably have their own brand.
L'Oreal.
Oh, damn it.
Know your makeup.
So, ladies, you've now learned exactly how many makeup companies we're aware of.
Okay. Question 3.
I'm with Mike. I'm sticking with Nyx.
Yeah. Hey, oh.
Nyx eyeliner. I'm going to make you cry and it ain't going to smudge.
You see this dame? This dame was not attractive. Then she came to Nyx house of makeup. Look at her now.
The FDA says it burns less than we thought it would.
It's for all your lips. It's a lip balm.
And my new cream even hides skin tags under the neck.
You get chap lips. I mean,
you know, lips. Nyx. Makeup for your everything. Wherever you apply it, it's gonna hurt.
You remember Snooky?
Jesus. All right. A quick question for you there, since you've been hanging on. Finish this nursery rhyme. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout.
Shoot. I used to know this. I have no idea.
Exactly. You know as much as anybody knows. Trust
Tip me over and pour me out.
Ted, you got to get steamed up first.
Oh, I didn't get...
Yeah. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. And that's exactly how you say it. Hey, Jay, hold the line for us, man. We'll get to you on the other side.
Now go to bed. Jay, hold the line. More Big Dummy coming up. If you'd like to be a contestant, 206-421-ROCK.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.